Hello, everyone. This is the 20th episode of Minding Our Mental Wellness, and I'm having two political heavyweights, and we're going to talk about the political climate. There's a lot of things going on in the political climate, and I'm talking with my blood brother. In my opinion, he's my blood brother, Lawrence Allen, and my school political guru, Miss Arnetta Murray, and we are going to have just a general conversation. We're talking about the political climate and everything going on. I would like to have Lawrence say hi and anything you want to say. He is a candidate for District 131, Texas Texas House of Representatives, correct?
That's correct. State Representative, House District 131.
Yes, sir. Share anything you would like to share, sir. House of Representatives, correct?
That's correct. We got a little feedback on the sound, but first and foremost, Brother
okay, let me take care of that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a little feedback. I'm going to take care of that. We're going to start over, guys. I'm sorry about that. We're going to start over. That's not a problem. Yeah, there we go. All right, are we hearing any feedback now?
Testing 1, 2, 3. No, I don't hear it.
Okay, I think I got it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart this. All right, how you doing? This is Baruti Carl Alexander, and we are gonna have a conversation with two political heavyweights. My blood brother, Lawrence Allen, who I've known all my life, and my education and political guru, Miss Arnetta Murray. I thank everybody for joining us. And if you're on Facebook, you can chime in, ask a question, and let me know, and I'll let them know what you have to say. So Lawrence is a candidate for District 131, Texas House of Representatives. Introduce yourself, brother.
First of all, Brother Barute, first let me thank you for the invitation to be with you tonight and with your audience. I want to thank Sister Arnetta Murray for being on the show with me tonight. I certainly respect her career and the things that she has done in the legal way, in a legal way. So I want to thank her for being here. What I want to say to your audience, Brother Barute, is that this is a labor of love for me, as I am striking out now to be the representative, the state representative for House District 131. I first want to thank my mother, who has served in that capacity for the last 21 years. And when we do this transition, she will have retired with 22 years of service in the state legislature, 10 years of service on the State Board of Education, 39 years of service in the Houston Independent School District, 5 years of service at Prairie View A&M University, and has just been a shining example for me.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you what a difficult part is, Brother Barute. My mother has challenged me in doing it better. So I turn it back.
And she expects you to do it better.
To do it better.
And he will.
She has great expectations.
Yes, sir. So that's what I'd like to open up with for your listeners.
Yes, brother. I am consider myself a part of that family. We just had a great picnic at his mother's house, and I was reminded of our longevity in knowing each other, as well as the bloodline that he just mentioned and the political line that he just mentioned. I also want to mention Lawrence Allen Sr., who was a great role model. A baseball friend, a friend around the corner that helped to raise me also. So I want to mention Lawrence Allen Sr., Lawrence's father. At this time, I'd like to introduce my friend Arnetta Murray. How you doing, Net?
How you doing, Carl? You doing
Yes,
okay? I
ma'am.
hope you guys can hear me. Look, I am humbled to be here. I just love Miss Allen, and her son is just amazing. He's already doing great things. He's just going to do greater things. I already know that. And look, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm an educator for HISD, fighting them right now in an appeal. So, they're trying to do some things that's not right. We already know that. But, grateful to be a councilwoman for 7 years for the city of Iowa Colony in Brazoria County, and just being a community. I believe in having your hands in your work. Most people just want the galas and just want the pictures, but I have opted to make sure I am doing the work no matter whether in office or not. So thank you for this time.
Well, I want to mention at this time that Miss Arnetta messaged me and said, "Hey, I can go to the background and not even come on." But I said, "No, my brother would want you to come on." And then you mentioned that, hey, I want to, or I could share why his candidacy is important. Can you share that now? Why his candidacy is important, Arnetta?
Why is his candidacy?
Yeah.
Number one, first of all, what's going on with education, with the vouchers, with how they're trying to do away with education. So we know that our dear brother is going to do what he can to make sure public education is at the forefront. As you know, we know what's going on. We were there. We were there with the vouchers. His mom was there. It was just crazy, and how they're using monies that people are already paying for their kid to go to a private school, and they're taking money from property taxes, our monies, to go into these vouchers where they can go to private school. So I'm just excited. That's why I started clapping, because I know for me he has my vote. That's just without saying. So yeah, that's why it's important. You got to vote to make sure our brother gets in.
And people who don't know, our governor is a big proponent of trying to change that and take away the public money and put it into the private school system. I believe I got that right.
Exactly.
Lawrence, you want to clarify that a little bit?
Well, just a little bit, and I want us to fully understand that what the legislature was able to do was set aside $1 billion as a almost like in a pilot component. But this is the piece we didn't see, even though we didn't agree with any money. We didn't agree with any dollars going to private schools that would affect our public schools. But they did. They took $1 billion, and then they put it in the form of an application. So now you had to apply to get this money to offset the dollars you needed for private school. So when we get that results, we're going to see how many children came out of Sunnyside, how many children came out of Harm Clark, how many children came out of A-Leaf, how many children came out of the community's 5th Ward and 3rd Ward that were actually awarded dollars and they were able to go to private school. I'm going to bet you that we'll be close to zero.
Yeah. There are so many things that are happening everywhere in the political climate, nationally, of course, locally. We all know about the redistricting battle. They changed the redistricting, trying to eliminate some of the minority seats, particularly Jasmine Crockett, Al Green, among others. They tried to eliminate that particular part of the program, but Governor Newsom and California are trying to fight back against that. And so it's so much going on. Arnetta, what you say about what's going on with redistricting?
Well, as you know, and let me say this, Lawrence Allen, let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna move on. Guys, you gotta put him in. That's very important. Lawrence Allen is about public ed. His mother was, and he is. So please remember that. Redistricting, I had the privilege of seeing Lawrence Allen, and I at the when Newsom came to Houston last weekend. Am I correct, Mr. Allen?
That's correct.
And so
yes, ma'am.
To be there was just amazing. Remember, Trump decided that he wanted 5 seats, and Greg Abbott, who doesn't care about Texans unless we look like, I don't know, I'm not pale. He doesn't care about us. He decided to give him 5 seats. So now Gavin Newsom, with the proposition, I think it's 50. That's the name of it. I think.
Proposition
Correct
50,
me if I'm
yes.
wrong, Alan. They got it passed, and we have they've allowed us 5 seats from California. So that's good. But guys, we got to fight. This is just the fight of our lives. Period.
You know, the administration has filed suit against California for doing that, though, since it passed.
Oh, I do. I know Pam Bondi did that, but now everybody's kind of getting on Pam and saying, "Well, why you didn't do that for Texas?" So the disparity is so evident. And we look, if they are blatant enough to do it, we got to be blatant enough to stand up and call them out. So yes, you're right, Pam Bondi, the AG of I'm sorry, Attorney General, she did do that, but now people are pushing back and saying you didn't do that for Texas. So
yeah.
What's your comment, Lawrence, about the redistricting situation that's going on?
Well, it goes back further than this year. It went back to the presidential election itself. Not only this time, but 8 years ago, when this feeling of superiority and what they call no kings in America, no King's Day, got started. And we didn't see the handwriting on the wall because we believe that the person with the dollar must have the most morals. And that is not the case. And so the turning back of the clock and the non-care for what we normally quote as minorities, and if we really get down to say Black, it really, and now it's racist, is that there is a direct attack on the real energy in America, which happens to be African Americans. Right. And so when we look at these maps, even if you said, Brother Barute, that we're targeting Al Green, we're targeting our Representative Crockett, and we as a people sit back and say we allow our elected officials to be targeted and we don't do anything about it. See, when you attack one of us, you are attacking all of us.
That's exactly right.
It's not just about voting. It's about raising your voice. It's about understanding what's going to affect your children, your grandchildren, and your children after your great-grandchildren if you don't stand in the time that you live. So these issues might be in Washington, they might be in Austin, but in reality, they're at your doorstep.
Come on.
Because you may be eating right now, just like when the government shut down, does not mean you'll be eating tomorrow.
Come on.
Okay? So who represents you in that office and who is informing you and calling you to the fight is important. If I called Carl Barute Alexander to the fight, he's coming because he knows his brother needs him. So it's about who's making the call, and it's not about being ignorant and just hurling insults. Yeah. It's about hurling truth.
Yeah, that's right.
At falsehood until truth knocks out its brain.
That's right. Well said.
Yes, there's so much going on across the way. People are very uncomfortable, very anxious. Just what happened with the shutdown. Now, I certainly understand what was at stake with the Affordable Care Act subsidies and making sure that we have those opportunities in that. But SNAP was affected, other things were affected, but it had to be shown that Democrats and those who are concerned about those issues would stand up. It really surprised the Republicans that they did stand up, but it changed. Some gave in, and we have to, I would say, as Democrats or as independents, show that, hey, this cannot just last in the way that these people, because it is not just one party, one person that's in charge. This is the United States of America, and we are certainly a part of it. What do you say, Ms. Arnetta, about the anxiety of what's going on with the political climate?
Well, as we know, it's unfortunately this is what it is. But I love what Lawrence Allen said: "Stand in the time you live." I had to write that down We got to do that. And as you know, I'm in the union, and we had the chance of fighting with the United Local 23 at the Hilton when they wanted more pay. I was right there with them fighting. So we're gonna have to fight. You have to fight through letter writing. You got to fight through calling representative. You got to fight. You have to make your voice heard, because they're painting a narrative, as Lauren said, that it's not true. Well, as Mr. Allen said, I won't say his first, but he can call me on that. I don't care. But because I think we close enough like that. So he's right. We got to fight. We have no choice. They put us in a position. You cannot be silent anymore. They are very blatant what they're doing. There was no reason why, they did this districting in Midway. It's every 10 years. I remember we did it in 2021 when Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee was there. I was right there on the front lines with them. And right, Alan, we were there talking to the representatives. So guys, they're doing loopholes. They're using whatever they're doing, they're using by any means to keep us down. And I am almost 59 years old. When I'm 60, I'll be 60 next in January. I had to make up my mind. We got to fight. It's our time to fight. I love what you said, Lauren. Stand in the time that you live. That's going to be my mantra. Thank you for that.
Also, I was listening to Governor Newsom, and he was talking in a way that he admitted he had not talked before. He said, this is a different time. These guys are not, he used the curse word. I had never heard him do that. But he said, hey, this is a different time. And if we do not watch out, it will be totally different, and opportunities will be taken away that people depend on, people are accustomed to, and it will not be the same. And there's a fear that 2028 may be a time when the rules will change so much where only one party has an opportunity. We'll see if that happens, but I know people will fight against that, and it won't happen without, hey, a big change from what they are trying to do. Lawrence, what do you say about the climate of politics that's going on?
Well, I certainly want to say to you that the individuals that may be serving in various offices, whatever they're Democratic, Republican, or Independent, what have you, I think we have to really assess whether people are focused on taking care of people. I think that anytime you're in a system, like for example, this is my example to you, so I want you to fully understand it. The pay to serve in the State House is $7,200 a year. So you would ask me, Mr. Allen, can you pay your bills and live off of $7,200 a year? Now, my answer would be yes, because I'm retired from the Houston Independent School District, so I don't live off the $7,200 a year. But when people go there who need to live off of something, they normally will compromise their position for dollars and cents. And now, as soon as you compromise your position, you're no longer there for the people. You're only there for yourself. And in scripture, it says the devil wants to sift you like wheat. That means anybody that gets in that space is going to get sifted to find out what you like, what you don't like. You like cognac, you like this, whatever. You like her, or what have you. They want to find your weaknesses. And so when you're going into a system like that, you got to know who you are, whom you are, and who you're here to serve. Because this is not a job where you're trying to reach retirement. It's the job you're doing today for the benefit of the people you represent today. And if you get fired through the vote, so be it. So be it.
And of course, 7,200 is by design. So only rich people could really, or people who are well off could run that position, so that they wouldn't have somebody come up there who needs to have a salary really to live. They did that by design, so they can only have a certain amount of people to be able to function in that role. So, but that is a political game that they have played for a long time. Let me ask you this, Lawrence. You're running for District 131. What does that district, who does that geographically encompass?
Well, let me start on one end and go all the way to the other, because you and I have been out there our entire lives. And so I'm going to go to a street called Black Hawk Road. I'm going down the Beltway. So we go all the way from Black Hawk. Now, if you know, that's Makawa, right? And we've got a little bit of Pearland on one side, a little bit of Pasadena at the end. And now as we're coming up, you start getting to your more familiar area where you grew up, and you see where we have Cullen, Scott, and we're steady coming down the way, about 2.5 miles each way. Now we've gone all the way up to the 288. So we've got a little Pearland on one side, and we've got about a good block and a half. We got all of just about Hiram Clark, all the way up to Holmes Road. And now as we're coming down Holmes Road is going to come into Highway 90. And so now as we go through Highway 90 and the Beltway, we're coming up to Hillcroft, where we have the Fountain of Praise. Now we're going. And when we get all the way up to the Beltway, it turns. It turns. We don't go into Stafford. It turns. Now guess where we're going? We're going to Mickey's up there on the top now. We're going that way, all right? Yeah. So when we get to that Mickey's area, you can see where Houston starts and Stafford. Well, Stafford starts and Houston ends. So we have all of Houston, but we don't have Stafford. Wow. And so now we're going over the 59 and we go all the way to Bel Air. All right? About 2.5 miles on each side. And so we have a totally different dynamic. We have our Asian community. Primarily when you're in that area, it's a large Asian community. And that's why I can celebrate having the support of Representative Wu, Representative Vo, who also work in that area, because we know we got work to do. And that's an area that's sometimes forgotten, because we normally see 131 as an African-American district because of where it's located. But a third of it is actually Asian, and a larger portion of it is Hispanic. You know, and so we really have to have a person who has worked with all of our community, our LGBTQ plus community, all of our ethnicities, to understand that we can sit at the table and make good decisions. Absolutely. Let me say this before I move forward, because I don't want to move this. When you are in a capacity like me, when you serve as a principal of a high school, I think it is the most dynamic job you can ever have, because you have to deal with so many different things: handicapping conditions, employers, levels of employment, people with higher education, people with no education, all ethnic groups, all situations. It's not about coming in, and as starch as I will be in terms of being a strong Democrat, it is about working with people. And when you show yourself to be friendly, you can make friends with everybody because they respect you. They may not like you, but they have to respect you for the way the Alexander family taught you how to conduct yourself. And when you do that, people over time will say, well, Lawrence is a good guy, we can work with him. At least we can listen. But when you show yourself unfriendly, or you just, and I understand fighting, but everybody in that house is your colleague. That's right. And so you don't necessarily have to embarrass your colleague in the public. You may have to kick him under the table, but you don't have to embarrass him in the public. We still have to accomplish what we're here to do. That's right. All right. And so we've got to get out the vote. We've got to get this thing even. I think there are 88 Republicans in the House compared to 62 Democrats. And if they take the attitude that we've got the majority so we can do whatever we want to do, then that's evil. When you will not listen to who's the other representatives that have been sent here to be a part of a dialogue for the betterment of the state of Texas. And if we got an evil mindset in space, then we got to get rid of it. It's okay to have larger numbers, but the idea is, are you here to work cohesively for the what? People. Citizens of Texas. That's right. If that's not the case, then nothing's going to succeed.
Many would say that is the attitude that stems from Washington on down. Hopefully it's an aberration in time that over a period of time is going to dissipate. That's all we can, or that's one thing we can hope for, but it causes a lot of conflict. Let me ask this: when is the election?
For me, that election will be in the primary, which happens to be in March.
March.
All right, March the 3rd. Early voting will start in February the 17th through the 27th. And fortunate or unfortunate, because 131 is a heavily populated Democratic area, that will not be a very difficult challenge in the general election in November. So whereas you need to get past the primary against your Democratic colleagues, if you would, to have your selection of which Democrat you would like on the ballot, that's most important in this race for me. And then we will conclude that in November with the general election, and then we will raise our hand in January to be sworn in to do this great work. I don't know if Sister Murray is aware of it or not, but your father, Raymond Alexander, was a politician within himself. The first one we saw put his sign out, and then my mother was following in his footsteps to the State Board of Education. And so you don't realize this, but when you grow up in a space, and this is, allow me a little latitude.
Go ahead.
When you grow up in a space, people who don't grow up in that space will hold it against you. And so what I say to you, well, my mother is the state representative now. People will say, well, is that all to him? Is that his mother is the state representative? But if you know my mother as an educator, you don't think she took time to educate me? You don't think she took time to train me? You don't, and let me tell you something. My mother would tell me plain as day, if she didn't think I was the one to do this job, she would say, go sit down and we will find the best candidate for this job.
That's
so
right.
What I'm trying to say to you is that I've been prepared.
Yeah.
Not for this, because this is just one thing. I've been prepared to love people. I've been prepared to treat people right. Yeah. And I've been prepared to put my fist on a bully whenever they show up. Now, that's how my mama told me.
That's right.
When a bully comes out, I had to fight. Didn't want to fight. Like Sister said, it's a time when the bully comes out, you're forced to fight. I would like to have a conversation, but this is just not the time to do it. When a bully comes out, a bully got to be met with something where that bully comes to understand this is not the place to be.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. And I've seen him many years deal with a bully. I've seen that. Let me ask another question. We just had an election. I believe I'm talking about Chris Menifee, Amanda Edwards, Jolanda Jones. Mm-hmm. Chris Menifee and Amanda Edwards were first and second. They're about to go to a runoff. Arnetta Murray, what do you feel about that election, and what do you see as that outlook?
You know what I think is the election, if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Allen, it's December 13th. I think they're going to have that election on the December 13th coming up. So both of them are good candidates. It's really hard to, oh my God, because I like Amanda and I like Menifee. So that's really, in my estimation, that it's really, really hard. But I want to say something real quick. I like what Mr. Lawrence talked about the pay. You have some different local, council seats that are not paid. Houston, they get paid. The city of Albert Collins doesn't get paid. Different. So you need to know that a lot of people are doing the work for less pay. And it wasn't only intended, you said something, Mr. Carl, about, for the rich. No, they wanted to make sure that people wouldn't get rich off the taxpayers. So they wanted us to have another job. Let me say that. So it was twofold. I want to share that with you. But that being said, it's really hard. Amanda is bringing some power, and even Menifee. I like both of them. And this is the first time in a race that it's hard for me to pick, because I think both of them are well informed, well prepared candidates. And again, let me say this: every election matter, local, state, federal. You guys, you have to get and know your people and get involved. I know people don't want to be a part of politics. I'm hearing it, but I heard James Tallarico, state rep, say whether you want to be a part of it or not, you in it. So you at least need to know what's going on.
Right.
Most definitely. Let me ask this: you mentioned, Lawrence, that Al Green's position, redistricting, kind of changed that. And then you mentioned about Amanda Edwards and Chris Menifee, that they might have to go up all against one another. Can you elaborate on that, and what do you see as the outlook?
Well, let me go back to your question that Sister Mary answered. First of all, I think the world of all of them. I think
Absolutely.
all of them are outstanding. And I want to go back and include State Representative Jolanda Jones.
Absolutely.
I would want all three of them on my team if I was choosing a team
Absolutely.
of all stars. And so I don't want to delineate between one versus the other, but in a democracy, in the way the system works, one may get more votes than the other, but that's not lessen who that person
Come
is.
on. That's
okay?
right. That's right.
And so what I do see is a travesty that put us in this position in the first place. All right. And that was the redistricting of the maps.
That's right.
And so here is the scenario. Here's the real scenario. We have Chris Menifee, who's leading now, who is currently our county attorney. And we may lose him because of his advancement in this election. And yet he has to go a month and a half later and run against Al Green.
That's right.
And then put on the people's heart, do we allow Trump to remove Al Green, or do we take him out ourselves because we didn't vote for him? Not fair. Not fair, very difficult. Very, very difficult. We're looking at Jolanda, who, if she had stayed in another day, she would have had to give up her state seat. But now she can return and continue to fight in the manner that she knows best. And so we can accept that as a good that may have come out of what a bad, because we know God's going to make everything turn out the way he wants it to turn out. And Amanda is simply excellent.
Yeah.
She may be a little quieter. She may do it a little differently. But, you know, at the same time, I think she's just as effective.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, I'm going to say something that's not going to be really, really popular, and I might lose a vote or two along the way. But I'm going to say this to you. We have to put some men in spaces where our young men can see a man doing something.
Yes.
Yes. We have to have our men to stand up so that our women don't have to have all of this stress on them in order for our communities to go forward. Now, can they do it? Oh, yes, ma'am, they can do it. Yes, sir, they can do it. Are they capable of doing anything? They can do it all.
That's right.
But we ought to be on their side. We ought to be side by side, sharing ideas and recognizing what's the best for the family. And so we need everybody to stand up. We need more men. We need more women. We need everybody to stand up. But then we need to have a diverse population of representation that looks like the entire community.
Exactly.
Too many of us don't have a role model today. And you and I, Brother Barute, as men, and have to stand up and be role models, not just politicians and not having a podcast. We have to be role models. That means we have to watch our own conduct.
Come on.
So that people can say, people are just waiting on you to go to office so they can say, I told you, look at him. He stole 2 chickens out of Popeyes and he didn't go on down the road, he got an apple pie and didn't pay for it, right? That's the expectation. See how low the expectation is?
That's right.
So we got to raise expectations. We got to raise hope. We got to be God's hand, and we got to submit ourselves to the God that we believe in and do his will. That's all that's going to work today.
That's right.
So I just
very
know
much so.
Huh?
Very much so. A part of my mission the rest of my life is working with Black men's mental health. I got a new book coming out. Will be out. It's finished. I'm just editing it. But it talks about the uniqueness of Black men's mental health. Mental health has been a major part of my life in a lot of ways, and I've learned a lot of things, and I want to share more and help my brothers and sisters best I can in that context. But you're right, men, especially Black men, we have to find more ways to be beneficial, helpful, stronger in all the ways we can. And you mentioned in politics, especially in education, you got to say that too. Black men in education, the more that we can have Black men in education. However, the salaries may not be as conducive for men to be able to shine in that area. I would say education. If you got a doctorate in education, you need to be making at least starting salary of 300,000. That's what I would say. If you just starting in education, just have a education degree, that's 100,000. I mean, these should be the norms, but in a lot of ways, the system is designed to not pay that because they don't want that many people rising in that way. And I think it's done by design, but that is a whole nother subject. We are toward the end of our conversation. I want to say thank you. Arnetta Murray, give us your final word on the state of...
Man, the time flew by.
State of politics, education also.
But one thing I always said, I've been saying this when I even ran for office. I ran for office because I felt like when Trump got in 2017 and was running, I said, if he can run, I know I could. But I always said that educators would be great legislators. And guess what? Lawrence Allen has proven that, his mom has proven that, and others. I think teachers will be great lawmakers because we know how to deal and make lemon, we know how to, lemonade out of, make lemonade out of lemons, use those lemons and make lemonade. We know what to do. And if I can say this, I'm up for re-election in 2026 on council. Remember, local elections do not dismiss it. They matter. They matter. They matter with your budget. They matter with infrastructure. They matter. You got to understand that. And Lawrence is so correct. Quit focusing on your party and focus on who's going to do the work for all the people. That's what MAGA has messed up. They're focusing on one element and not ensuring that if you're going to lead, you're going to lead for all. When we teach, Lawrence, you know that when you was a principal, we had to be a principal for all students, whatever the diversity was, we just had to be the best for that. And we got to transition that into being in politics. And thank you so much, Carl, for having me.
You're very welcome, and I thank you. It's always good to. It's been too long since I have talked with you and so forth. So you were on my mind, and I said I got to invite that sister, hear her what's going on and what your words are. It's been too long. We had a lot of experience together at Harris County, and I'm glad to see you, and I thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Our final word, Lawrence, on the state of your campaign. What is your vision? What do you want to do? And how do you want to go about doing it?
Well, Brother Barute, let me first thank you again and thank Sister Arnetta Murray for being with us tonight. It was very complimentary to hear her viewpoint because I've watched her at the church, work with the children. See, you don't start your campaign when you put your sign out, I watched her work with the children at the church for a number of years, demand the best from them. I would hear she had a little expression up there, and she wanted them to take it up a little higher. And so that was the first line of introduction that says this person cares.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying to you about a campaign is sometimes just focused on by those who are interested.
That's right.
But I live a life, if you just look at it over a while, that says Lawrence Allen cares.
That's right.
Lawrence Allen cares. So if there are 8,000 bills that are going to come through the House, I got to care about 8,000 bills. I can't have a personal agenda.
Come on.
Okay? I can't have if I'm only focused on my personal agenda, then I'll miss your agenda.
Yeah.
Right? And so what I intend to do is to work with groups. I, as a principal, would call in, if I needed something, I'd call in the special ed department. I'd call in the counselors. I'd call in the PE teachers. I'd call in the coaches. When we are in an area of need, I need teams of people who can talk to me.
That's right.
Don't assume that Brother Lawrence Allen has the answer to your question. If you're not going with me, then you're sending me to battle by myself. So what I'm saying to you, what will be different, even from that time period, I intend to set up teams.
Yeah.
Advisory teams.
That's right.
So if there's an educational issue coming in, you will see me saying, I'm putting my team together. And that team can report out to the greater community. This is the position we have decided to take on these issues.
That's good.
Okay. And I think that's to build confidence again.
That's right.
And that I learned this, and I'm gonna let you go because I know time has expired. When I was a principal, my first year as a principal, I was so happy to be the principal. I wanted to hire people. And so when I would hire people, the faculty would reject them. Because they thought they were my people. Oh, you came with the principal, so you evidently was gonna tell him that we over here smoking a cigarette behind the building, so you can't come. So instead of setting up a dynamic of success by me hiring them, the faculty would reject them because they didn't know if they had a relationship with the principal or not. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll let you all hire. So if we needed a English teacher, then the English teachers interviewed the teachers.
Good. That's good.
And then they gave me 3 they could live with. And then I would only interview the 3.
That's good.
When we did that, they were vested in the individual that was coming onto the campus.
That's right.
And instead of pushing them away, they rallied around them.
That's right.
Okay. So when you engage the community in a creative way where they're engaged in the process.
That's right.
Then you will see people moving like they never moved before. I'm too distant to care, and that's why I don't focus. So when I bring you into the room, bring you into the space, and with Zoom, we can do it. We don't even have to leave our house. We can just come in and say, hey, I need to talk to my team. And to push one button, and I got 10 people on the Zoom in that field. And we know this from fraternity and sorority work. That's what we do. If you're in an area, you call 10 frat brothers, that's doctors, 10 that's lawyers, and you talk about the issues. That's what we need to engage more people, not tell them and try to tell them what to do, but engage them in such a way that they say, wow, this is powerful. And we got enough brain power in our community to be able to represent our community. And at the state, you vote your district. You vote what represents your district. But if your district, that should not leave it to you. You should always know that when you are representing somebody, it does not mean you even agree.
That's right. That is right.
You were outvoted amongst the conversation. This is the position we believe you should take. Can you go now and represent us?
That's right.
And I have excellent experience at that, being a representative of the nation.
Powerful, powerful.
Very powerful.
That's who we are.
Who I've known for, I would say, 55 years. We mentioned.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah, so
1969, 1970.
Oh.
And
I'll let you go. I'm gonna have Sister Murray, this brother Barute, brother Carl Alexander, and I used to sit in the same desk in school. And he was extremely smart, very, very smart, very, very smart. So the teacher we were friends, and I'm just thinking how small we must have been. We were in the same desk, and I think we still had about an inch between us.
Wow.
And so he would help me with my reading, writing, and spelling, and I would help him with his math. And so I attribute a lot to our relationship, and all over the years of him sharing his ideas and inspiring me. He writes his books, and I attribute that to our growing up and our work ethic. I started working actually at about 9 with his dad, and we were 9 years old. And he and I would rack bottles and make about $6 when we were 9 years old, and would do things together. What you experience in life prepares you for where God wants you to go.
That's right.
And our parents and our community had a large part in what we became. My dad, his dad, the neighborhood that we grew up in, that wanted to see us succeed and look at us and around the corner at what we were doing and had something to say. My neighbor across the street, Mr. Yark, he would always come out and say, how y'all doing? What y'all doing? And make mention of what we should be doing. Different things like that. And to see where we are today, we have to attribute a lot of that to the community.
Absolutely.
And we're thankful for that. Well, I'm at the end of our program. This has been our 20th program of the like, and I appreciate it. And everybody on Facebook, if you have a question for either of them, let me know and I'll get it to them. I'll also get both of you a video. And I thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any last word, Net?
I'm good. No, it was just honor being here with Lawrence Allen and you
What
too.
future things do you want to do in politics?
You know what? Eventually, it's so funny. Eventually, it's so funny. You asked that state rep. My state rep is Cody Basu, and he has done a lot of harmful things. So I'm in Brazoria County. So I may eventually, go that route. We will see. But right now, I'm just here to make sure my elderly parents are still alive. So that's my focus right now. And currently, just doing my seat that I'm in. It has allowed me to go across, and Mr. Lawrence Allen knows this, to different counties, Brazoria County, Harris County. If I didn't have those connections, I would not even be what the Lord has allowed me to be. And let me say this, I'm a preacher's kid. I'm from South Park, went to Sterling. So again, I've been doing the work when I was knocking on doors with my dad with the 4 Gospels. So I'm just only picking up the mantle that he did. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Same question to go out, Lawrence. Any aspirations of mayor, senator?
Oh, well, let's get through this election first. And when we standing on the porch, we might be able to see something else down the line. But I want to share this with your viewers, and then I'm going to let you go. One day I was in an apartment with Yolanda Adams, and it was at her apartment. And this is before she was the renowned Yolanda Adams, the Sterling graduate of 79.
That's right.
And she said she was teaching school at the time. And she said, Lawrence, I'm about to release my first album. And so she handed me, you know how they would give you a CD?
Yep.
And I didn't think anything of it. I took it, and then I threw it in my little CD drawer when I got home. And so I didn't think anything about it because I'd never heard her sing before. I said, now this girl gonna lose her $20,000 over at HISD to go sing? I said, well, okay, good luck, go on, right? But I didn't know her walk. I didn't know that God had prepared her long before the moment I met her.
Yep.
Okay, that she had been singing in the Southeast
Inspirational
choir. She had been doing a number of things. So what I thought was a big step, and I'm relating this to myself, was just the next step.
Come on.
Okay, she was taking the next step, and I thought it was a big step.
That's right.
So what I'm saying to you, that Lawrence Allen, your candidate for House District 131, is taking the next step of service to his community. I'm still writing my dash, from the time I'm born until I die. I'm still writing all the literary items on my dash. Yeah. And I'm taking the next step. Not a big step.
Yes. Well said.
Well said. Everybody, candidate for Texas House of Representatives, Lawrence Alvin Allen Jr. And we thank him and check him out. Give me any questions you want to ask him or ask him yourself. You can contact him. Do y'all want to share how people can contact you?
Well, you can reach me via my through email, or you can look at my website and leave me a message, which is Lawrence Allen Jr. Or Lawrence Allen Jr. 131 at gmail.com if you want to gmail.com, or Lawrence Allen Jr. 131. I keep forgetting .com. Just look at, I'm on Wikipedia. Just punch in Lawrence Allen Jr. and the rest of it will pop up.
Yes, and you'll get there if you just punch in Lawrence Allen. And we want to say thank you, and we'll see you next time. Keep up with the political discussion. Climate is important. It's important to know what's going on, who's out there representing you, and what they believe, and how they're going to represent you. We thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Enjoyed everything tonight.